cigar.
It's not bad, right?
That's really nice.
Foundation Cigars. Shout out to them. What's up, Mike Baker? How are you?
I'm doing well, thank you.
What do you got in those pieces of paper to scare the shit out of me with?
Yeah, you know what? This.
I got notes.
I got notes because you know why? Because I'm always being accused of wandering, not being as organized as I should be.
That's
right?
just this podcast does that to people.
Yeah, maybe so. But I said to myself, "Fuck it, I'm gonna write some things down."
Okay.
Because there's so much has happened since the last time we sat down.
Yeah.
And so, in fact, I made a list. I'm gonna run through that if you don't mind.
Okay.
Since last show, see, I even headlined it. Chinese spy balloon, failed mutiny in Russia, 4 indictments of Trump. Now, last night was the 4th. Bank account records showing the Biden family took over $20 million. Pee Wee Herman died.
Glad you got that in your notes.
I got that. I actually, yeah, got it. It's right there, and it's right before the 2-year anniversary of the Afghan withdrawal. I probably should have put that.
Why
above
did you put Pee Wee Herman in there?
You know what? Because when I found out that Paul Rubens died, I was sad. I mean, it was like I'm old enough. I actually went to a show that Paul did when he was kind of working out his Pee Wee character, right? And
oh, really?
So, and it was fantastic. It was
when
a great
this?
show. This was, it was years ago. So it would have been before it was probably like 82, 83, 81, somewhere in that time frame, right? It was a long time ago. It was at Georgetown University in D.C. And it was a great show. Anyway, point being. And I always thought like he didn't get enough credit for like Pee Wee's Playhouse, and I know that people are like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" But he was a good guy. He got off the rails with a little bit for a period of time with that. He was wanking in a porn theater.
Yeah, but isn't that what they do in those things? Especially a gay porn theater?
I guess, yeah. It's got to sound weird, right? The kids though.
Yeah.
Like, porn theater. What?
I know.
Yeah.
They used to have to go to places.
You had to. I
don't know if you had to. Back when he was doing it, I don't think there was a law. Yeah. But I think back when he was doing it, there were still VHS tapes were out. I think DVDs were out back then too. Because this was like, I want to say he got busted in like 90 something.
Yeah. It was easily 91. Okay, yeah.
So definitely VHS tapes were. That was back when you had to go through the curtains
or laser discs or
remember,
something.
Like there's beads.
Yeah.
These kids today, they don't know jack shit. They're getting their porn off of a phone.
Well, that's just it. I don't think they don't have an appreciation for how hard you had to work back in certainly the 70s and 80s. I mean, it got easier by the time the 1990s rolled around, but it was you had to go on like a quest or something.
Yeah, you had to be shamed.
Yeah. What is it? What is it that you seek?
Simple facts of what happened Friday night in Ruben's hometown of Sarasota, Florida are familiar by now. According to the county sheriff's office, 3 detectives. They said it 3 guys to catch people jerking off at the XXX South Trail Cinema to watch the audience that was watching a triple bill of Catalina 5-0 Tiger Shark, Nurse Nancy, and Turn Up the Heat. After the sting operation had hauled in 3 men on charges of violating Florida State Statute 800.03, exposure of sexual organs. Detective William Walters allegedly saw a man masturbate, in quotes. That's how the rap sheet spells it. Spells it wrong. Instead of it says E. In the darkened theater at 8:25 p.m. and again at 8:35. Twice. He caught him twice.
Yeah. The first sighting wasn't enough. You had to go back to get it.
Meanwhile, the guy's got amazing recovery powers.
Yeah.
8:25, he blasts off, and then he's back at it at 8:35. That's a fucking stud right there.
Yeah, and that was before Viagra.
Placed under, I don't know if that's true. When did Viagra come around? Placed under arrest upon leaving the theater, the alleged offender quietly told the detectives his famous pseudonym and, according to the police, made a novel Pee Wee-esque attempt at a buy-off. He offered to perform at a children's benefit for the sheriff's office if the charges were dropped. A department spokesperson said that the deputies did not feel at the time they had enough probable cause to charge Rubens with attempted bribery. Well, is that bribery really when you're saying you're going to perform at an event? Isn't it money only bribery?
It's you're bartering.
Anything?
Bartering. Yeah.
Like if someone says, "I'll suck your cock."
Yeah.
That's bribery. A local reporter recognized Rubens' name on the arrest sheet the next day. Within hours, the scandal machinery was roaring at full throttle.
Oh, boy. Yeah. Yeah. But then he did. Okay, so everybody makes mistakes. But then he recovered. And, he went on to
it's a fairly harmless crime. First of all, if you're in a porn theater, I think you should assume that those dudes with raincoats on are beaten off.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, just you're wearing rubber gloves in there, and like those things are disgusting.
And
if
to be
people
fair,
don't recognize, like I never went into one of those, so I'm just on anecdotes. But I would imagine like porn theaters are fucking gross.
You'd have to think so, right? I mean, it's a regular theater's bad enough. Your feet stick to the floor, and that's just from the Pepsi. No,
porn theater.
I gotta tell you, and honestly, the Nurse Nancy was an underrated film, I think. So there was that. So that's Paul Reubens. That's Pee Wee Herman. He died. I just made a note because I thought
my friend Phil Hartman worked with him. That's how he kind of got his start in show business, on Pee Wee's Playhouse.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was on Pee Wee's Playhouse. He was one of the writers for Pee Wee's Playhouse.
I'll be damned.
Yeah, he always spoke very highly of Pee Wee.